Tom Brady has dominated the NFL for as long as I can remember. The average NFL quarterback retires at age 27 after just 4.4 years on the field. But Tom Brady defied expectations by dominating the league for 23 seasons and retiring at age 46.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good.
How did he achieve this kind of longevity? Some point to good luck or genetics, but the reality is far more intriguing. Today we'll discover the secrets behind Tom Brady's age-defying career. We'll dive into the surprising physical training regimen that kept him at peak performance and explore his unique approach to nutrition, recovery, and mental sharpness. Let's start with his approach to exercise. One of the key figures behind Tom's unconventional training approach is this guy, Alex Guerrero. Though somewhat controversial, Alex introduced Tom to a concept that would change his career: pliability. Pliability is essentially lengthening and softening muscles through deep tissue work. Tom explains its importance like this: the moment another player's helmet makes contact with my body, my muscles are pliable enough to absorb what's happening instantly. This concept of pliability became the foundation of Tom's physical conditioning. While most athletes rely on traditional strength training and conditioning, Tom and Alex believe that this can lead to tight, dense muscles that are prone to injury. They argue that without pliability, athletes are putting their muscles, bones, ligaments, and tendons at risk, especially during intense movements. This increase in risk for injury also leads to an increase in risk for a shortened athletic career.
Barhanlin makes the tackle, and as you can see, the 24th play run by the Rams.
Another thing that's surprising about Tom's fitness training is his reliance on no-load strength training. When I think of an NFL player, I generally think of heavy workouts and sprints, but Tom insists that these can wear down the body over time. Instead of lifting heavy weights, he uses resistance bands for his training, at least while he was in the NFL. But now that he's retired, it looks like he started to lift weights again. Just a few weeks before I started working on this video, Tom uploaded a video of himself hitting his first max bench press in over 18 years. In his book, Tom explains, many people have grown up believing that good health is synonymous with big muscles. But despite what the culture markets to us, the goal of strength training isn't bulking up. It's training your muscles to work appropriately for the job you're asking them to do. Tom's commitment to training specifically for his role as quarterback underscores his dedication to longevity. So exercise is just one piece of the puzzle. To truly understand his age-defying career, we need to look at Tom's unique approach to nutrition. I believe that Tom's diet has played a critical role in his sustained performance. At the heart of his nutritional strategy is the alkaline diet, which focuses on eating foods that reduce acidity in the body. Now, this diet lacks strong scientific backing.
Is a diet high in alkaline beneficial or just another fad diet?
The pH factor in food is not what makes that food healthy. It's the nutrients in that food. Carbs, proteins, and fat. Proteins are amino acids. Fat is made up of fatty acids. Should you avoid that as well? Because those are acids.
But I believe that some of its principles have contributed to Tom's longevity. Working closely with Alex Guerrero, Tom created a nutrition plan tailored to his needs. They emphasize optimizing hydration, diet, and supplementation to enhance performance and recovery. Tom places a lot of importance on hydration. According to his book, he starts every day with 1 to 2 glasses of water, to which he often adds electrolytes to replenish essential minerals. Then throughout the rest of the day, he focuses on drinking tons of water. Now, he makes a note in his book that there probably is such a thing as drinking too much water, but he argues that that's not going to be a problem for most people because you really would have to drink tons of water for it to be too much. Tom also limits water intake around his meals, which apparently helps with food digestion. He attributes his hydration or water intake with aiding muscle function and preventing injuries in season. As I mentioned earlier, Tom embraces aspects of the alkaline diet. Because of this, he focuses on eating real food that's organic and hopefully from local sources. He consumes mostly vegetables and tries to eat what's seasonally available. Now, a lot of people avoid large amounts of protein on the alkaline diet. Tom, on the other hand, incorporates eggs, chicken, salmon, some beef, and whey protein. Here are some of the foods that he avoids on his diet. Refined carbohydrates, so essentially think processed foods. You're probably not going to find Tom snacking on chips, crackers, and Twinkies. Unhealthy fats is the next category of food that he avoids, so think things like hydrogenated oils. Tom cites the reason for avoiding these as being that they increase inflammation. Excessive dairy and salt, So Tom does include a little bit of whey protein in his diet, but beyond that, there's not really dairy in his diet. Another group of foods that he avoids are nightshades, so things like potatoes, bell peppers, strawberries, tomatoes, he avoids those. Now, this is debatable, but the reason that he avoids these is because they supposedly promote inflammation. And then Tom also avoids or seriously limits caffeine and alcohol because these can both really impact your sleep quality. And as we'll cover in a couple of minutes, sleep is crucial for recovery. So does the alkaline diet that Tom subscribes to actually help? Well, I think yes, because in general, eating whole, organic, local foods is going to be so much better for you than eating out at restaurants or going and eating frozen prepackaged foods from the grocery store. So I'm sure his diet played a pivotal role in keeping him in the NFL as long as he was. To complement his diet, Tom recommends a few supplements. He recommends a multivitamin, vitamin D and B, trace minerals, antioxidants, fatty acids, protein powder, and probiotics. In his book, he doesn't go into specific detail about his supplement protocol. So compared to somebody like Brian Johnson, this supplement list seems to be kind of lacking, but I'm sure that in reality, Tom's supplementation is tailored to his specific needs. Building on his nutrition and training, Tom's commitment to recovery is another cornerstone of his longevity. When a lot of people think of recovery, what comes to mind is ice baths, sauna, maybe some red light therapy, but Tom keeps things pretty simple. In his book, Tom emphasizes how important quality sleep is for keeping his body and his mind at their best. To ensure quality sleep, Tom follows a pretty disciplined sleep schedule by going to bed at 9 p.m. and waking up at 6 a.m. every day. Tom explains, the greatest benefit of sleep is that it's uninterrupted therapy and natural regeneration. He also highlights that proper sleep helps with neuroplasticity, which means your brain can grow and change. I believe that his discipline around sleep has been a significant factor in his longevity in the NFL. If you're looking to improve your sleep, here are 5 tips from Tom. Number 1, change your diet. This basically involves not eating right before you go to sleep, as eating a big meal before you go to bed can impact your sleep quality. Also, be cautious with alcohol and caffeine consumption because both of those can really impact your sleep quality. Tip number 2, time your exercise right. Instead of exercising right before you go to sleep, try to do it a few hours before you go to bed. This will give your body and mind time to wind down. Tip number 3, control your sleep environment. So essentially keep TVs and phones and other devices that emit sound and light out of your bedroom, and then try to keep your bedroom dark and quiet. Tip number 4, keep your room cold. Tom mentions that he likes to sleep with his room around 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius. I personally use 8 Sleep to keep my bed cold, and it has been a game changer. If you want to know more about that, check out the link in the description below. And tip number 5, invest in a good mattress. Tom argues that you're going to spend about 1/3 of your life sleeping, so investing in a good mattress matters. Sleep lays the foundation for the next part of Tom's success: mindset. When you're well rested, everything feels easier. Challenges that might normally stress you out become a lot more manageable, and things that might normally give you anxiety probably aren't going to be as bad. In fact, it's pretty well documented that quality sleep helps improve decision-making quality, memory, focus, all kinds of things. And I truly believe that sleep helps you maintain a positive mindset. Tom agrees, and he says that mental toughness is at the heart of his success in the NFL. It's easy to focus on the physical side and forget that mindset really impacts performance as well. In his book, he writes, unless you create a healthy inner environment and a healthy outer environment, you won't achieve overall health and well-being. Tom emphasizes personal accountability and not dwelling on negatives or making excuses. I am never a victim. You gain nothing if you get angry or frustrated. He notes, this strong mindset helps him learn from setbacks and stay motivated. To complement all of this, Tom also focuses on improving his brain function. He's partnered with a company called Brain HQ to develop exercises to improve brain function. Now, I did a bit of research on this company and actually tried some of their brain training exercises, and it turns out that their brain training programs are actually being used by a lot of different institutions in studies. And the results look at least somewhat promising. As a quarterback, Tom had to process a lot of information at a very rapid rate, reading defenses, changing plays, and anticipating opponents' moves. He describes football as a strategy game where staying ahead is crucial. By training his brain to work faster, Tom gains an edge on the field. Now, when you look at all the things that Tom does individually, they might not seem like that much, but these little changes in habits that Tom has adopted add up and compound over time. So what can we learn from Tom's approach to longevity? When it comes to training, focus on what you're after. If you want bigger muscles, then train for that. But if your aim is to swing a golf club faster or to throw a football further, then tailor your training to those skills. The alkaline diet itself might not have a lot of scientific evidence, but the dietary principles that Tom follows are solid. Eat real organic food, include lots of veggies, avoid harmful ultra-processed ingredients, and limit alcohol consumption. Finally, recovery, especially sleep, is the foundation of maintaining mental toughness and performance. If you enjoyed this video, YouTube thinks you'll like this one as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.